Lovely evening to you. Many thanks for joining us on News at 6 here on Superscreen television. I am Prrecious, Amayo, and we'll begin with a report that President Muhammadu Buhari says his second term as president will be tough. President Buhari made the assertion while speaking to members of the Federal Executive Council (FEC), who paid him a congratulatory visit today in Abuja. The meeting was attended by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation SGF Boss Mustafa, Chief of Staff Abba Kyari, Head of Service of the Federation Winifred Ofoyetan, National Security Advisor Babagana Monguno, and over 20 ministers. You'll recall that President Buhari polled 15,191,847 to defeat his main challenger, Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, who scored 11,262,978 votes in last Saturday's presidential and National Assembly election. And still on the outcome of the 2019 presidential election, the United States of America, US, and the Republic of France have congratulated President Muhammadu Buhari on his re-election in last Saturday's presidential and National Assembly elections. According to reports, the two countries, in separate statements, commended Nigerians who participated in the exercise, while condemning the violent incidents which marred the polls in parts of the country. The U.S. Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, in his statement, noted the assessment of international and domestic observer missions, affirming the overall credibility of the election, despite localized violence and irregularities. Meanwhile, France, in its statement, promised to continue to stand by Nigeria and provide full support for the implementation of its priorities, especially economic diversification, job creation, counter-terrorism, and the fight against corruption. And still on the general elections ahead of the governorship slated for March 9, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has cautioned the PC and security agents against a militarization of the South-South. The National Publicity Secretary gave the warning at a press briefing today in Abuja. The PDP spokesperson cautioned the APC to be mindful of the fact that the Niger Delta region is the mainstay of the national economy and that any assault on the zone is capable of spelling doom for the nation.
The PDP, ahead of the March 9 election, that the people of the Niger Delta are already hurting over killings of their compatriots during the February 23 election, peaceful election, but cautions that nobody has a monopoly of show of strength. The people of the Niger Delta are peace-loving, but have never in the history of our nation allowed themselves to be suppressed or vanquished by oppressive forces. It is incontrovertible that the South-South is a stronghold of the PDP, and people are fully mobilized for the March 9 election.
He called the attention of the world to what he termed devious devices of APC against the South-South, maintaining that PDP is committed to peaceful election, but cautioned that nobody has a monopoly of show of strength.
The PDP cautions the APC to be mindful of the fact that the Niger Delta region is the mainstay of our national economy.
Of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, of beating drums of war over election results that have been proven to be consistent by civil societies and some members of the international community.
I believe that what happened last Saturday was a referendum between a man of integrity and a man of doubtful integrity. And Nigerians have resolved the issue satisfactorily, and we believe Nigerians have spoken. They spoke the mind of the people of Nigeria. However, yesterday, the PDP candidate who lost and who was a signatory to peace accord and who went into this race knowing fully well that Nigeria cannot possibly elect two presidents, only one president will emerge. Having suffered defeat, which I believe he deserved, he went on to say that he rejected the result and adduced a very laughable argument as a basis for his decision.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, has been commended for his patience and decision to seek redress in court. A legal practitioner, Tony Ofoyetan, gave the commendation today in an interview with Superscreen in Lagos.
The reaction, it's such that you see either people are not happy, different, and those that are...
The February 23rd exercise in the March 9 polls.
This meeting is coming immediately after the conclusion of the presidential election. As the nation is aware, the Commission is going to conduct two categories of elections. One is the National Assembly and presidential or the national elections. And thereafter, the Commission will conduct the state and FCT area council elections. So the next election is going to hold on Saturday, the 9th of March, and this is going to be the governorship elections in 29 states. So we thought that since the resident electoral commissioners were here with the state collation officers for the presidential election, it is important for us to meet and review the experiences of the last election with a view to strengthening our processes towards the successful conduct of the state elections on Saturday, March the 9th.
And as the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced the 2019 presidential election results, Nigerians have expressed mixed feelings in the outcome of the results. Speaking to Superscreen's Blessed Omonuse, the respondents charged the incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari to consolidate on his present achievement. The report.
This is Yaba area of Lagos State, precisely Tejo Show Market. As you can see, Nigerians are going about their activities despite the announcement that was made by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
Varied reactions continue to trail the result of the 2019 presidential elections announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, where President Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressive closest rival, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, with over 15 million votes. These Nigerians, though, expressed mixed feelings of happiness and sadness, challenging the incumbent president to consolidate on his present achievements. Others questioned the authenticity of the result, expressing lack of performance in key areas of national development.
I'm not happy, 100% happy about Buhari winning this second elections. So I heard about change. I vote Buhari in. So this time around now, Buhari won again, and that change, Buhari didn't give me that change.
It's the final decision, and I won't say I'm happy or not. Whoever it is, whether Buhari, whether Atiku, whether Fela Durotoye, once the Nigerians have decided, I have no choice than to support as a good citizen of the country.
Nigeria is not the way it is before. Many things have changed. Nigeria likes to cover truth than say truth.
Happy, 100% happiness.
Why are you happy?
Buhari is okay for me. The problem they have over 16 years. Everybody continue the second one, everybody will enjoy, everybody will be okay.
Why should I be happy in this kind of government? People are suffering. No job, no food, killing all over the country. See our graduates, even my children, I have two graduates, they are doing nothing. Since they are at university level.
And similarly, more reactions have continued to trail President Muhammadu Buhari in Lagos State. Reports that while many are happy, others are sad and were quick to set agenda for the president. The report.
Reactions have continued to trail the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari, who is expected to assume office for another 4 years in May 29, 2019. Speaking with residents of Oshodi, area of Lagos State, they expressed mixed reaction about President's victory.
Word alone is not enough to express what we experienced, or I as a person experienced in last administration. And the worst thing about the past administration was the killings that went to Nigeria all around. his doings are very, very visible. You can see them. You can even at Lagos here, you know, most of the constructions, the bridges and the road, even our bus terminal. No, he has tried. I won't say he hasn't tried, but trust me, as a Nigerian, we are expecting more from him.
In fact, it's nothing to write home about. We didn't.
And in a related development, residents of Idi Araba, Abubakar, the residents expressed this in an interview with Superscreen's Modupe Abidoye in Lagos. Take a listen.
Idi Araba is under the Mushin local government area of Lagos State, which is dominated by the Hausas from the northern part of Nigeria. Reacting to President Muhammadu Buhari and Oshibajo's victory, these Hausas expressed happiness, saying his re-election is what they have been waiting for with infrastructure and the economy.
This is Idi Araba in Mushin of the resident on the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari.
I'm happy about this victory, but a lot of flops, and he tried his best.
I'm so excited about Buhari's victory, and Buhari is the person we want.
This our country needs someone like Buhari. So many things that has already changed.
I'm very happy because Buhari is winning this second tenure, because I'm even try to get him. I'm hoping to getting that
in office.
I hope of things that were expected that were not met by the people. I hope they are going to look
complete. Then those people when go school when read book, graduate, when not get work, make it try, make they get work.
The thing that happened for the 4 years ago, true to go, we're not happy about that. We need
electrical, like the one way is doing for Mambila. It should continue.
In the president will be met. Modupe Abidoye, Superscreen Television.
Still on reactions to the outcome of the elections, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress APC in Lagos State, Olawale Jimoh, has described the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari as a victory of the people in a just concluded polls. Speaking to Superscreen News, Jimoh said Nigerians displayed solidarity with the president by voting him on Saturday.
It is a victory expected. We've been expecting it. I didn't believe we had it on the first day, which was on the 16th. It would have been more successful even than this. Many Nigerians will say it is not real, but to those of us who are masses, see the election as the best election so far in the country.
The APC chieftain believes that the victory will spur President Buhari to fighting corruption and insecurity better.
Buhari is building the economy from the scratches. Now, I can tell you that categorically that what Buhari is doing is to revive the economy from the slumber. We're trying to waken it up. Now, Nigerian, we are living the life as we're supposed to live. We are living based on what we work on, not on what, this is 10 naira, okay, make it 100 naira. By tomorrow, you wake up, you demand as much. But now, you have to work. You work hard for whatever you see. If you don't work now, you can't get anything.
You're still watching news at 6 here on Superscreen Television. We'll take a break now and we'll return with business news. Do stay with us. Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. Now on business news, the pension fund administrators, PFAs, have invested 636.99 billion naira out of the total pension funds in their custody in banks as of the end of November 2018. President Pension Fund Operators Association of Nigeria, Aderonke Adedeji, who made the disclosure, said the issue of pension funds in economic development has moved into the focus of public mobilization of pension fund assets, and its contributions to the economic growth of any nation are essential policy objectives. Figures obtained from the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, during the period under review shows that the total pension fund is pegged at 8.49 trillion naira. And on federal allocation, the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, has shared to the three tiers of government a total of 610.368 billion naira federal revenue generated in the month of January. The Accountant General of the Federation, Amayo, said from the Minister of Finance for additional 50 billion naira from the foreign exchange equal
revenue figures and the VAT figures. There is also added exchange gain difference of 654 million naira. That brought the figure, or the total of the three components, to 610 billion 369 million, which is lower than the previous figure. And in view of this drop compared to the previous month, a decision of FAC posted that 50 billion naira be taken from FX equalization to augment the FAC figures for this month to bring it to a total of 660 billion naira, 369 million naira.
We'll take another quick break and we'll return with stories from the international scene and sports. Stay with us.